inside the gutter. Knock off when you open your mouth. Discrimination in entertainment, and you're talking about one Guyana. When the Ministry of Culture keep the big one set of girls and banner. Cause I done fed up. Good
night, Pleasant. Good night, Sparendaam. Good night, good night. The APNU is here. The APNU is here. All right, so tonight we want to make a start with our program, and of course we want to thank you for coming out.
Hello, Pleasantians! We know we grew up in a home with our grandparents, and we were taught in everything we must give thanks. So this evening, I ask that you come along with me. Let's bow our head in reverence to our Creator, because He has created this day, and for that we will give Him thanks. We give Him thanks. We, the vessel, O Lord my God, be receptive of that message and use it to the benefit of us, O Lord my God. To those that are on the way, O Lord my God, I ask that you quicken their feet, O Lord my God. I also ask for traveling mercies as the leader of the opposition makes his way here, O Lord my God. And when we depart here, O Lord my God, that you will also give us traveling mercies to our domain, O Lord my God. And each and every one of us say, hallelujah and amen. Amen. To God be the glory.
Okay, at this time we will stand and we will say the pledge. This time I will ask that we stand and we will have a moment of silence for the young lives that were lost this morning in that tragic incident in Madia. So we'll have 1 minute of silence. Thank you. I know as a village, as a people who live in this country, persons with children and relatives, I know we all mourn with the families who have lost their loved ones today, and we would like to give our condolence to the family members. At this time, I will call on Mr. Rodwell, who will be doing the opening remarks.
Good night, Pleasance. Good night, Pleasance. Sparendaam, good night. Good for walking, good night. APNU, good night. I want you to do one thing before I'm about to proceed, is to let you all stand. And I want you, don't let us deal with this one Guyana. We know our motto: one people, one nation, one destiny. I will not allow you to run with the narrative, one Guyana. So I want you to stand, and I want you to lift your palm, and this will be our pledge. Lift your palm, lift your hands as high as it can be. And I want you to say with me, come June the 12th, I will not vote for COP. I did not curse, I said for COP. I will not vote for COP. I want you to say it again. I will not vote for COP. That is what you need to know. So come June the 12th, the write it off. I heard so many people saying that the village of Pleasance was paved in red. But I want you to know that I will come as Moses. And I will come as Moses. And I will separate and part the Red Sea. That is what you need to know, comrades. We will part the Red Sea. It is time that there be laid to rest. Enough is enough. I said, comrades, enough is enough. There is so much of narrative, so much of lies peddling around in all the meetings. But today, tonight, I want to make it as clear as possible. And I'm not going to be sitting here or standing here and allow all the negative narrative to be peddled about us as villagers. Believe my friends, there's one man who said that there are Negroes who will never fight for freedom. And there are those who will seek profit for themselves along for the struggle or during the struggle. And even in this struggle, my brothers and my sisters, we have recognized that there are individuals who we call depressors. Yes. And all they are doing, they are trying to benefit themselves. Yes. They have no interest in you. They have no interest in me. They have no interest in the village of Pleasance. Come June the 12th, we will vote like a champion. Come June the 12th, we will allow them to know that green is green. So my brothers and my sisters, you will hear a little more. But I want you to know, my brothers, as the present chairman of Industry Pleasance, they're saying that they will allow us to close our eyes. I want you to know, vegetation is green. Yes. APNU is green. Yes. And we will go green. Cause it what it will. Red will dazzle our eyes. And we intend to pour all the cups. Yes. Enough is enough. And we are voting for my brothers, comrades, as the chairperson for this evening, about to introduce all of the constituency reps. I come after and I will give you the message, because we intend to right all the wrong within our communities. Yes. We will not give them any breathing space in our community. I am saying to you, my brothers, enough is enough. Come June the 12th, we will not vote. We will not vote. We will not vote. Good.
Thank you. I hope you have got that in your head. Because we ain't going to do nonsense at this poll. We are going to vote. We are going to vote for who? We are going to vote for the APNU. Who are we going to vote for? Who are we trying going to vote for? Who are we whole house going to vote for? Nobody is staying home this election. I want our villagers to understand that we will not treat this election like we treat all the local government elections. You know, when some people say, you know, this is local government, it is important. Well, this election is very important because we have to show the PPP that see people come around and they bring the big boys, I want y'all to ask them 2 questions. If Jagdio will give us back our community center ground so we can hold our sports for our children comfortably and not be running here, going to bed, to Hope, going to Ogle and all over the place to hold our sports. And the next question I want you to ask them is whether they're going to come with the money to give us all the money to hold with all them pink slips. How much of y'all still got pink slips? How much of y'all still got pink slips? And then bring the money when they come. So we can ask them that 2 questions to begin with. I'll give you some more later. Whether we will get the community center back and whether they will give us our pink slip money. So no, don't let them come around there doing us no favors. As a government, they have to work in the interest of the community. Yeah. Tonight we will introduce to you the candidates that will be running across the industry Pleasance, LA. And I want to ask those candidates to come to the stage. Candidate for constituency 1, candidate for constituency 3, candidate for constituency 5, candidate for constituency 6, 7, 8, and 9. Come on up. Straight up on the stage, please.
Can't take it no more. Imagine 18 hours of blackout.
Tonight, these candidates will introduce themselves to you, so you will have an idea of who you're dealing with and who are the persons within your constituency. So let's go.
You done fed up, he done fed up, she done fed up,
and
we
tell
done
them
fed
who
up,
you are.
the people fed up, you're hiding corruption inside the company.
Good night, everyone. I'm Michelle Semple, and I'm for constituency 3. Thank you.
Fellow Pleasantians, good night. I am Tessa Henry, better known as Teacher Tessa, and I'm representing constituency 9.
Good evening. Conway Douglas, constituency 5.
Cloyne Abel, Cloyne Hope, brother anyone. Representing constituency 7.
When it comes to them, they send you, try investigate people.
Good night, everyone. Dawn Johnson, Sarah Johnson, representing constituency 8. Thank you.
Corruption inside the company for we will set up.
You know me! Pleasance! Rodwell Lewis, a.k.a. Cox! This is the target of the local authority area. And I'm telling you, I am proud to represent APNU. Constituency 6. Constituency 6. Rodwell Lewis, a.k.a. Cox. Better than Pepsi.
Thank you, and I know that you are seeing these persons walking your community, and you will continue to see them up until that election. Familiarize yourself with them and talk to them about what you need. Put your hands together again for our candidate.
Can't take it no more. Imagine 18 hours of blackout, and you're telling me
Pleasant. Pleasant. You know, every time I speak to Pleasance, I like to remind you of things. Because you know, sometimes we tend to forget some small things. I want to remind you, you see that bridge? I heard person making statements of how they developed this Sparendaam scheme, etc. I don't know where the PPP got the idea that they developed Sparendaam scheme. But I want to remind you, you know, in the usual way they love to lie about everything. I remember coming in here, we had no proper bridge. A truck couldn't come over here to do nothing. And it was the coalition government who ensured that that bridge was put in place. And you know, when they tell us, they love to tell us stories, oh, the coalition ain't do nothing. They ain't do nothing for our people. I want to remind you that these people, all they know to do is fuel lives. And as citizens and as people who would have experienced the coalition government, you should not buy into those lies. Because I know that many of you here would have benefited from the coalition government in so many ways. We saw better water under the coalition. We had less blackouts under the coalition. Our public servants, who many of us are, we know that they don't like to hire because they know we full up the sector. We were the ones benefiting from over 70-something% increase in less than 3 years. And they cannot take that away. The PPP was in government for 23 years and barely made it. They didn't even make it to 50% increase. So when they come and tell you that the coalition didn't do anything for you, these are things to remember. Our children, when they opened the Bertram College, I know that many of you, your young people, were enrolled in that college. And after they were trained, they were given jobs in the public sector. Do not let them tell you those lies again, because we know the coalition government did a lot for Guyana. And they didn't do it in a bias. They got these people talking one Guyana, one Guyana, one Guyana. And every day, indeed, we see a one Guyana for a 5% of people in this country. And they care nothing about the regular citizens and those who are here. I want to invite our guest speaker for tonight, who will tell us a little bit more about, you know, things that are happening in this village and things that are being peddled. He is visiting and he has a message for us here. I want to welcome to the stage Mr. Carlos Adams.
You done fed up, he done fed up, she done fed up, we done fed up, the people fed up, you're hiding corruption inside the
Thank you. Bless us! Bless us! Sparendaam! But for what? Bless us! Now, let me introduce myself. This village here is all of us village. My mother was the mother for this village here, Ursula Adams, Ma. Y'all know Ma? Yeah. My father was the father for this village here. Y'all know Uncle George? Yeah. Okay, what I want to tell you tonight is that there are people who dressing up in suit to try to be decent because they were told that they have interest in Plaisance. And you know where they have interest in? The backlands. And these backlands is our forbearance. Yes. Work hard. Very hard to attain this here. And they want to take this away from us. And the reason why they want to do that, because they put some other people there who dress up in suit. You know, these days monkeys wearing suit too. They try with the drugs and they fail. So now they want to try with Plaisance. I'm telling you this, they will fail too. Right? Look, this community is a blessed community. You can't allow people who come from nowhere and want to run something. They don't have a home. They can't run. No, there are people like me and you, but they can't run their own house. Some of them is begging lodging and they want to run for the village with all these thousands of houses here. This is what y'all want. That's why you gotta vote for APNU. You know, APNU. came here because of my birthright, my parents, right? And when I saw these people dressed up in masquerade, trying to look here to steal something which they don't know nothing about, I want you all to put a stop to this and send them here.
Yes.
And they have certain intruders who come to this village and sit down with the light up and give wrong information to my Plaisance people. Right? And these people have to go because years ago on the ship in Plaisance, they linked up with the call now, you're the Guinness bar. If you're not righteous, you couldn't stay in Plaisance. But these days, it becomes slack, and we got to get rid of these people.
Yes.
Running the council is not running a bar. You could come and buy a beer. You have to have administrative skills to run an organization. And I'm telling you tonight, you all have to vote for APNU. Because APNU going to make things happen. We need the vote. Show Plaisance people what Plaisance is about. You know, Whitney Houston sing the song, I believe the children are our future. Teach them. You know who's the teacher? Rodwell is the teacher. He wants to teach them. He give the children lessons to make them better people of tomorrow. You want to go to these druggies to turn your children into criminals, vagabonds? Y'all, this is what y'all want? Then you all vote for APNU because nobody gonna look after you but people who look like you.
Exactly.
And years ago, they used to use this word. This confounded nonsense has to stop now.
Yes, yes.
Because if you all don't stop it, then God help us all. And Plaisance is where it come from, and Plaisance is where we remain. Thank you very much.
Yeah.
Discrimination in entertainment, and you're talking about one guy and
Plaisance who we voting for? Plaisance who we voting for? And we ain't taking no bully. Nobody will bully us in our own village. When I say nobody, I mean nobody. Nobody will do what? All right. Now who are we voting for? All right. I want to call my next speaker, who is, of course, like the speaker who went before, is no stranger to this village. And he is somebody who has been fighting for this village without a position all his life, we can say. And he is relentless in that. And we will support him as he runs this time for a seat in that council. I want you to welcome to the stage Mr. Conway Douglas.
Good evening. First of all, I must express sincere condolence to the parents who lost their children in that fire, that dreaded fire that has plagued us. It is very sad. Can you imagine any 20 children or 30 children in such a tragedy, any part of the world? It doesn't matter how they look and what they are, they're children. So my heart goes out to them. It is tough to come after Sir Cokes and Mr. Carlos Adams. The things we would like to say are the very things. It seems to me as though they have said exactly the things I wanted to say. And that is to show that we're not divided. Oh no.
No, we're not.
We have the same grievances. I'm emotional tonight. How can we look at each other? How can we face the world when one considers what is happening now in this village, Pleasant, that we all love, and when we consider where we came from? Everyone knows that Pleasance and Sparendaam were purchased by slaves. No one comes into the world with a name tag slave. It is a situation that is brought upon a people who someone or some set of people are bent on taking advantage of, working them like animals for nothing except the enrichment of them, those who enslave other human beings. Having purchased these villages, Pleasance and Sparendaam, our foreparents were never selfish. It became a rainbow of colors of people. We have African people of African descent, people of Indian descent, people of Amerindian descent, Chinese, European, Amerindian, everybody, mixed race. I am a mixed race. Sought refuge and comfort in this wonderful village we call Pleasance. And now, there is a cabal, a set of people, well, my friend said criminals, a set of people who are bent on destroying us. They are bent on dividing us. And there's one reason why they seek to do this. They seek to destroy us, to divide us, to separate us for their own upward mobility, their own enrichment, and it is slavery. Today we have a government who runs this country and forget the contributions of the people, of the likes of Pleasance, BV, Buxton, Golden Grove, Anns Grove, Marquette, and you name the villages. Their ancestors and themselves, all of us, have made towards the development of this society. All they want is to declare themselves with our new-found riches, our new-found resources, oil. They want to become czars and to reduce us to second-class or last-class citizens in this country where our foreparents bled and died. I spoke to a village elder today. All of you know her as Auntie Bobby. And she said to me, which I know full well, but the only thing I was not fair with was the name of the person. When slaves rebel against oppression, there was one of them from Plaisance that his head was chopped off. It doesn't mean that he was the only one from Plaisance, but he was a leader. And so he was sought to be made an example. And they chopped off the head of these slaves from every village and impaled them on sticks in front of every village, so that the other inhabitants of those villages will be afraid, will be intimidated, would be reluctant to fight against tyranny and oppression. And his name was Louis. Now, no one knows who the descendants in Plaisance, who among us would be Louis' descendants. He could be any one of us. And that is what is being reintroduced today in our villages. There's a new system. This government had two foes which they seek to destroy us. First of all, it is a secret apartheid. Y'all didn't hear me? It's a secret apartheid. Any government that runs a country that ensures that a certain section of the society, what they earn, cannot allow them to move up equally in society. It's apartheid. They make sure that what you earn, you cannot afford to go certain places, to do certain things, to enjoy certain privileges, and that's a separation of races. It's a secret apartheid. The other part is divide and rule. And they learned it well. This cabal, this PPP people, they learned it well from the masters, the massa, according to one of my comrades. He said, I should tell the president that he is not a, I said slave master. He said you should have heard him more. You should have said massa. They've learned it from the masses. And they know that when they come with their enticement of opportunities and resources, that is your God-given right as a Guyanese, and more so because your foreparents did the groundwork and paid forward so that you should inherit it. When they come to entice you and to tell you, vote for me and you'll get this and that. Now listen to me. We're not against people making their constitutional right by voting for whom they please. But when this government decides to put their knees on the necks of the people that inhabit the villages that did not vote for them, and the only time that you can ever get to breathe is when you decide to join them. That is apartheid, is a separation of races, divide and rule, and most of all, it is criminal to deny us what we are entitled to, and only seek to come and give it to us when there is an election. So they're misleading our children because they know they cannot get to us. We are too old and we know, we remember. I don't want to take you too far back. I see the comrade leaders here, and I know weather and everything, so I must be considerate with my time. But let me remind all of us here about Conway, about Ronald Waddle, about the people at Linden, about Donna McLennan, if I get her name right, that was shot in Rob Street like a dog.
Yes.
And they tell us that she was trying to invade Rob Street. Is she crazy?
Lying.
Is she crazy? How can we forget these atrocities? How can we forget just recently people were being killed and their heads found separate from their bodies? And then someone asked me, how can I explain to you why you should vote for us? Have you forgotten that your foreparents bled and died so that we could stand right here, right now?
Yes.
Have you forgotten that where we stand, we are separated by two oceans, the Atlantic and the Conservancy? Do you know who dug that Conservancy?
Slave.
Your slave labor, your foreparents. And all those who died, there were no IMAX then. All who died was left. And the digging continue. That is their grave, a watery grave, just like the ocean when they brought you here. And who died were thrown overboard. Or when the law was passed that slavery should not be encouraged, and when they're smuggling in the slaves and they see the British ships, the very British that enslaved us, they throw you overboard. Our parents' bones are in that canal. And let me tell you, had it not been for that Conservancy, we could not have been standing here, because that Conservancy irrigates, it drains, and keeps the water from coming here. You know what happened when the flood, when it broke? What happened in the flood? You must not be fooled. I could stand here, right on this spot, and the next 4 months will catch me if I have that strength to speak, and I will never stop to mention the atrocities that these people have brought upon us. Let me tell you something. Janet Jerry Jagan said that black people are the bottom of the social ladder. Janet Jagan likened you to hooligans. And the government that they founded, that is being led present day by these people, having that knowledge, I would like you to tell me what they ever did to elevate us. Let us assume that those claims are true. What did they do to alleviate you from the bottom of the social ladder, or to reform us from hooliganism, which is brought on by poverty and desperation? What have they done? That's right. Very well. Well said. Push us further to the bottom. Then shoot us when we decide enough was enough and we're going to demonstrate. Listen. Do not be fooled. They are taking, okay, today, well, I mean now, present time, they came to our villages. I was minding my own business and they said, Santa Claus in the village. I run and come. When I come, Santa Claus got on black and red and he was there. And I asked him a few questions. These questions are the questions that all of you would like to know. Where is the school feeding program for the children? What plans you have for the young people in this village? Is it true that you have the real interest and emphasis placed in this village is our backlands? etc., etc. And Santa Claus got mad. He said, I'm disrespectful. Can you imagine? You have a man to run your business. He ain't giving you no money. He ain't doing nothing for you. And when you ask him how the money is being spent, he tell you you're disrespectful. Open up your eyes. Wake up.
The criminal them stay.
Get up. Honor your foreparents. And when I say the PPP, let it not be misconstrued that I'm talking about Indians or anybody else. I'm talking about a section of people, a little cabal, a little nucleus of people who only want to live to perpetuate their present position of wealth. They're stinking, filthy rich. They're coming down the road. You gotta go in the car now. They are making sure that they continue this entire move by recruiting our youths is the first step in destroying the one and only establishment, the one and only institution, the one and only organization that is capable of representing you. Systematic destruction, first step. Watch for the rest. Thank you.
Yeah. Give it up for Mr. Conway. Who we voting for? I want y'all to repeat it louder for the troublemakers around the corner to hear who we voting for. Who we voting for? All right. We ain't doing that. We voted APNU. Our next speaker is again no stranger to anybody here. I know you would have seen her many times representing the cause of the people. Throughout this country, she has been representing the cause of our people. She is a visitor to this village today, but she has come with a message. I want to welcome to the stage none other than our Member of Parliament, Miss Nema Beth. Give her a pleasant welcome. Give her a pleasant welcome. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Parrot and Sue, 'cause I done fed up. You done fed up. He done fed up. She done fed up. We done fed up. The people fed up. You're hiding corruption inside the cup. Look how evil set up. People fed up.
Good night, good night, good night, Pleasant. Good night, good night. It is indeed a privilege to be in your community. No strange place for me. But before I begin my presentation tonight, I want to encourage those persons who are doing live stream to please stop the live stream. You can do your recording, but please stop the live stream. Thank you. Like your current chairman said, do not vote for. Do not vote. Do not vote. All right. And I hope that those words will play in your head wherever you go. You get up in the morning, around you and they seem to be getting out of place, you tell them, do not vote for. Do not vote for. A pleasant good night to the officers. I know once you're wrong, I'm safer. I'm giving you all a nice wave tonight. You know, I cried most of today because of what I saw with those children. I'm a mom, and when I got up this morning, and I saw that, my tears could not stop flowing. But then I thought about the love that was shown by the members of the community and those around, you know. The love that they displayed for helping, lending a helping hand and reaching out. That is a perfect example of what local government is about. Let me quickly address something. Infrastructure, health, education, agriculture, food security, water and sanitation, that is not a gift by any government. That is what they are supposed to provide. Y'all hear me? What are they supposed to do? Provide it. So that is not a gift. Anyone who is running around in your community in the name of a government that would break down the homes of families with children cannot be trusted. So you cannot vote for them because it means that those persons have the same mentality. Why would you trust anyone who will appeal the judgment that is in the best interest of Guyanese in the oil industry? Why would you want to vote for such people? Why would you want to vote for anyone who is responsible for the death of over 400 young people, especially people of African descent in this country? Why would you want to support someone who is running under that name? And why would you trust anyone who will forge people's signature for elections? Come on, Pleasance residents, y'all hearing me? Why would you want to vote for such person? And why would anyone in their right mind want to run around under the name of a government that does that? Pleasance, wake up. Pleasance, wake up. Those who switch back. Those who switch back. Because if you don't switch back, you're doing it to the detriment of your own children. The next generation to come, you are making things bad for them. So for those who switch, we say, so when you pass them, you tell them, back. You tell them, back. Because we want development, we want progress in our community. Tonight, I say this quote to you. Local government is the lifeblood of your freedom. Again, I'm going to say it. Local government is the lifeblood of your freedom. Do you know what it is to control your own resources in your community? Do you know what it is to make decisions that will benefit you because you live here? Do you know what it is to walk and make representatives because you know what you need? Why would you, Pleasance, want to give up your freedom? I say tonight, hold on to your freedom. Local government is about local issues. Therefore, I urge you tonight, Pleasance, do not go on the other side with the switchers, but get it right and vote APNU. God bless you and do enjoy your day. Who we voting for?
you, our main speaker for tonight, of course, no stranger to Pleasance, no stranger to Sparendaam, no stranger to this country. Our warrior and our next president, none other than Aubrey C. Norton.
They don't drive love play with the citizen. They may want the people speak out. Freedom of speech done gone inside. They got to knock off when you open your mouth. Discrimination in entertainment.
Good evening. It's always a pleasure to speak at home. My friends, we are meeting at a very critical time. At a time when the People's Progressive Party believe they can fool people. The first thing I want to remind you is that the People's Progressive Party was in power from 1992 to 2015. And then, now again, from 2020 to 2023. It means they were in power 26 years. If they wanted to do anything for Pleasance, they could have done it in 26 years. But they didn't. So why would we believe? Why would we believe that the Jagabats will do it now? And you know how we know that they have no interest in Pleasance? Because if they had an interest in Pleasance, they would have come to Pleasance, tried to speak to people and win them. But what they do is use the money at their disposal to buy candidates. Well, tell them money can't buy votes. We will not vote for the People's Progressive Party. To vote for the PPP is to vote for corruption. To vote for the PPP is to vote for dishonesty. To vote for the PPP is to vote for divisiveness. And so, it should be made very clear to them that that isn't going to happen. You know, the People's Progressive Party believes that they can take oil money and buy everybody. Let us tell them, Pleasance is not for sale. Repeat that. Pleasance is not for sale. One more time. Pleasance is not for sale. I heard the joker edging, telling them that how when I hear he been here with the 10 people we buy, that I can come. Tell the idiot that I don't have to come, I live here. And I don't have to change my name because I committed no crime. So I ain't got to grow up as Cummins and then become a judge when I be. So we don't have to worry. I want to say this to you. The PPP puts out a message which we have to deal with. They like to tell people the APNU, AFC did nothing for our people. Well, let me say this to them. The highest wage increase in this country has been under the APNU, AFC. If that is doing nothing, we'll go back in government to do the same nothing. Let me remind them that when they left power in 2015, every day that you picked up the paper, either a mother or a child died in the maternal ward. It is we who changed it. It's we who made it safe for women to go to the Georgetown Hospital, deliver a baby, and come out. Now they're coming out in a different fashion. Let me remind the joker Ejil and the dunce one Irfan Ali, and I repeat, the dunce one. He has no qualification that is credible. A man wrote and asked him to show his thesis. I could go in the house and bring out my thesis and show. He can't show his thesis. A man said something like vices, you know, when you buy it. You just write thesis, but I got some you just buy, that's vices. Let me remind him that when we came to power, water was in a mess in this country. It is we who give many areas water, and we improve the quality of water. And so we did better in 3 to 5 years than what they did in 26 years or 23 years on the first occasion. When we came to power, electricity was in trouble. We brought technical people, and when we left government, electricity was on the move. We back to the blackouts. We just did Christmas in May. The light on it off. It's fairy lights night. And so they mustn't tell us that we didn't do anything. We can outline the many areas we did things. When we came to power in 2015, our children were not doing well at CXC and Math and English. Through structured programs, our children began to do well. And you know, the bareface, he and the one, Roseanne. You know that is his correct name on his birth certificate? His name is Barrett Roseanne Jackdale. Clearly, his parents had foresight. They saw ahead. But we improved education, and they saw bareface. They put up the children when they come in 2021, like if they prepare the children to succeed. Like they forget is we prepare them. But we see what's going to happen. We improved education in this country. In this country, when we give contracts, we give it to all communities for people in the communities to clean their area. You know what the PPP did? They removed them and they're sending people into other people's community to clean the community. If they like Plaisance, give it to the people in Plaisance. And when we say give it to the people in Plaisance, don't give it to them couple where you're paying for wearing a red jersey. And they must know some of them wearing the red jersey, and by the time they turn the back, they take it off and they become a trench rat. They miss that money doesn't buy commitment. Money doesn't give people proper principles and belief. And I repeat it to you. I said it from day one, and I say it again. It is taxpayers' money. It's we money. Take it. If they get you, take it. But be sensible. Do not vote for them. A vote for the PPP is a vote against your children's future. And so, I have no problem with you taking the money. It's we money. If they want to bring it, bring it. They could tie up it from 200,000 per candidate to 500,000, and I would tell the candidates, take it. But you must understand what they are doing. They are being involved in something called optical politics. They are taking Afro-Guyanese, pay them, put them in red t-shirts, so it will look as if they are making roads into our communities. I want them to come out here and see this meeting and compare it with the 10 people what Edghill had. And he will know that they are wasting their money. And so, we must understand that they are playing optical politics. They're trying to create the impression that they have support. But I have faith in our people. Our people are sensible. And if he must know younger for go university to be sensible, because he ain't. Are sensible. My friends, when we came to power in 2015, crime was on the rise. We were not solving crime. And the police was involved in crime. We took power and we began to change that. And people start to get justice. Now we're back to square one. Some police is more criminal than criminal. And so, we improve law enforcement in Guyana. But there are many other reasons why you should not vote for the PPP. The PPP does not believe in local government. From 1994 to 2015, for 21 years, they held no local government election. It took David Granger and the APNU AFC to bring back local government in 2016 and 2018. Now they take shame out the face to hold local government, but seeking to bribe everybody to win. My friends, this local government elections, we must whip the PPP. We have shown that we are much better to govern this country.
Yes, definitely.
There are very few people who are benefiting from our oil resources. The people of this country are not benefiting. But Ali, Jack Dale, friends, family, and favorite, them benefiting. We need to ensure this government goes so that the people of this country could benefit. People of all ethnicity.
Yes.
Because the resources are ours.
Yes.
It's not Jack Deon. He got enough. I challenge him to put his assets against your earnings. He can't do that. If he put his assets against your earnings, the world will want to know how he gets so much. Because when he left Mahika walking and then to bicycle, he had nothing.
I know though.
Well, but the truth of the matter is, while he got, it is not serving the people of Guyana. We serve the people of Guyana. We train many young people during that time so that they can go into business. And when we return to power, I want to assure you that we will look after our support base.
Yes.
We will look after our people. Because for us, people are the most fundamental. No country develops if its people isn't developing.
Sports is dead on the PPP.
We are mourning at this stage, so I don't want to comment on the school at Madia, except to send condolences and sympathy to the family. But when we finish with this period, I'm going to tear the tail. So I wouldn't go further. Just to say, when we finish with this process, we finish mourning, we can tear the backside. They have no interest in local communities.
Athletes.
Well, none of them can run. How they can get interest in athlete? One of them have to take thing out the belly for able to walk. It's like algebra, let a person be X, don't call him name. But if you all know it and call it, I can say yes. What? You know the man. Now, I'm saying to you, the people of Plaisance must govern Plaisance. Local government election is about taking the best people you have in the community to govern the community. When you look at the candidates we have against the candidates they have, you will vote for the APNU. You know, there is a common characteristic of all PPP candidates across this country. It's ex-thief man, ex-drugs man, ex-back trafficker. They say X. But you know where to put your X. You must put your X next to the palm. Because that X is the X that will ensure all the ex-drug men, the ex-trafficker, the ex-thief, the ex-whatever in control here. I don't want y'all calling name. If you know them, keep it to yourself. But remember them is X. And when election day come, you can put your X by the palm. My friends, when a government could recruit the dregs of our society, I'm not saying that they don't have some people that are reasonable, but if across the country you are compelled to choose as your candidates all of these X's, then something is wrong with you. But there's a reason why it happens. And we must understand this. They have to go to the PPP because when you're in violation of the law, you need people to protect you from the law. And the PPP knows that. But you know what they must know? The PPP, even if the impossible was to occur and they win, the PPP will not allow them to govern here. Because they will give them the same kinds of instruction and they will not be able to govern. And so you have to elect people who will be able to govern. And therefore, we have to be clear, we have to be sensible. And we have to be vigilant. If it is one thing we know about the PPP, it's push jump the hand. And therefore, we must not fool ourselves. They will try to thief these elections. We must be in every polling station, monitoring it, and ensure they can't thief. And the worst thing you could do them is make they can't thief. They thief so much that they just wake up thieving. Like I told a group, that if you take them, if you take this government and tie the hand behind the back and throw them in the Atlantic, they can come up with a fish in the mouth. They're just like thieves. And so, we must understand to keep the PPP in government is to keep in government a party that is going to steal our resources. You wouldn't get the health development you need. You wouldn't get the educational development we need. My friends, as a government, the APNU AFC did far more than the PPP did in years, in 5 years.
And we had oil.
Our communities were clean.
We had oil.
We had no oil.
That's right.
Well, a couple of them might have had for other reasons. But we as a government had no oil.
Yes,
and therefore you must imagine if we have oil, how our people will progress.
Oh, yeah.
When they're comparing what we did with what they're doing now, that's not the comparison. They have to compare what they did when they didn't have oil for 23 years and what we did in 5 years without oil. Then it's a fair comparison. And once you do that comparison, you will see clearly that the APNU is much better than the People's Progressive Party.
Definitely.
I have never seen a government that is as cursed as this one. When they empower, accidents go up.
Oh, yeah.
School is burned down.
Murder.
Murder go up. You know, I don't have to tell you it. Do you want a government that is cross
Jailbreak.
to govern you?
Jailbreak.
It is obvious it is a compendium of crosses.
Yes.
I got a friend that said that's real cross.
That's real cross.
We
Jailbreak.
need a government that serves our people. In our local communities, we need people that will serve us. The People's Progressive Party will not serve us. They never did, and they never will.
They let out people out of jail.
Not only did they let out people out of jail, on the Granger, continuing from them, we began to put cameras across this country.
Okay.
We decided that, look, if a crime occurs, you must have cameras to see what is happening and be able to bring them to justice. We trained a lot of people. We improved CID so that they could solve crimes. And then a crime occurs on Main Street, in which Bank of Guyana got cameras showing straight up the road. The corner of Main Street got, the president got, the prime minister, they got camera galore.
No working.
But when a murder comes, suddenly the camera ain't working. Them cameras, it's political cameras.
Oh, yeah.
When the thieves and murderers are close to the PPP, they stop work. Which means they can stop work steady. I'm saying to you, it's real smart camera, they're very smart. They
That's
know
the brand.
when it's PPP crime
That's the
and
brand.
when it isn't. And so we have to recognize what is happening and be sensible.
You buy drone too. Drone stop work.
The
You
drone stop
can
work.
have the world of money.
The drone stop work.
If you don't have an interest in people, you will always end up like the PPP. And we're saying to you, we have an interest in people. Oh, they criticize me. They say I drink on the line tap.
Oh, yeah.
They say I drink on orange walk. Well, I want to tell them, the places where there is drink is where people is going to corrupt them.
Yeah.
When you're done orange walk and presence like that, people is discuss your problems with you and you could help them. But they're not interested in helping people. They're interested in the big deal. That is why when the one was asked about, he said, soup, who? Soup. You know,
So,
the most bare-faced liar I have ever met in life is Barra Jack.
Roseanne Jack Dio.
Roseanne.
This job is such a liar.
Roseanne.
And I said this and I have to tell you this. When a man is as bare-faced as Jack Dio, you should keep him far. This is a man that was born in 1964.
That's not a man.
But you might know more than me. I don't want to find out whether he's man or not. But whatever gender he is, me and worry. But this is what I want to say. If you were born in 1964 as Jack Dio was, and Amelia's ward in Linden was opened by Burnham in 1969, it means Jack Dio was 5 years of age.
Yeah.
But this bastard
Said.
could say he built Amelia's ward.
I
And
do.
when he got, they had no houses in Amelia's
They
ward.
said-
They say a liar is a thief.
I like this a thief.
Shame.
When a man, and having been told about it, he repeats it. Anybody my age, anybody in their 50s, who going to Linden know that by 1970 they had Amelia's ward.
Oh, yeah.
But he keeps saying, the man is such,
A lion.
I don't have words to describe. He don't only lie alone. He is trying to fool the Guyanese people about oil.
No, don't worry.
What it says is this. Yes, they have insurance of $2 billion. But what is being said is that if an oil spill occurs,
Oh, Lord. Oh.
it will cost far more than $2 billion.
Oh.
And since the local company EEPG, SO Exploration Production Guyana Limited, they don't have the assets to cover an oil spill.
Okay.
And they are a subsidiary of ExxonMobil.
Yeah.
All the agreement says is sign a parent company guarantee that if there is an oil spill, you will cover the cost of the oil spill.
Oh, yeah.
Now, they're saying there ain't gonna be no oil spill. But if that's true, then you could sign easy.
That's right.
If you know there ain't gonna be none, why wouldn't you sign?
Correct.
And so, what did Jack Dale do? He come and start to talk, saying people asking for unlimited liability insurance and asking how you're going to calculate the premium. The man is such an idiot.
Yes.
You only have to calculate a premium if you are taking out the insurance. But in this case, you're not taking out insurance, so you don't have to know a premium. You are merely making an agreement that says, over and above the insurance, if there is cost to be had, it should be undertaken by the parent company. It is as simple as that.
Yeah.
But the chap just believed he could fool everybody and lie.
And thief.
And thief.
Well, that's normal. You can't fool nobody but animal. The only person who believes he's thief is he. But I never see thief. But the people, most people believe that. If you saw the report that just come up, most of the Guyanese believe that the government is corrupt.
Yes.
Oh, yeah. 90%.
And so I'm saying to you, my friends, the PPP should go.
Yeah.
I have argued that if Guyana is to grow, the PPP
Must
must
go.
go.
Must go.
The biggest obstacle to development in this country
The PPP.
is the PPP. They're telling us they have to wait until 2025 to give free education at the university. Forbes Burnham give free education at the university without oil.
Oil.
The only way you will say you have to wait until 2025 is if the government want more money to thief.
Exactly.
And we're saying to them, you can give that free education to university to our people.
Right now.
I want to tell you how the PPP is wicked. For the years they were in government before 2015, they stopped giving law scholarships. And they knew that if they stopped giving law scholarships, poor people will not be able to do law. And so we saw many of the rich people, children, becoming lawyers, and the average bright child in Pleasance,
No chance.
in BV,
No chance.
in Monrepo,
No chance.
the average bright child cannot become a lawyer because they don't have the resources. We went into power in 2015, and we changed that. We started to give law scholarships to poor people, children. They claim they like poor people, they come and they stop it. What kind of government will deprive its bright citizens the opportunity of becoming lawyers? We must not be fooled by the People's Progressive Party. Let me remind you what happened in Linden. In Linden, the PPP sold out the generator that used to give Linden people cheap electricity.
Yeah.
And then they proceeded to bring some plants that couldn't work, and Linden people started to get blackout. And then they decided they're going to remove the subsidy from the light on Linden. And Linden people rebelled.
And they said again.
And they sent them to shoot them down.
Again.
You imagine if the PPP is in charge of Pleasance NDC, of Georgetown.
Again.
They will destroy all the vendors.
Again.
Every business that they do not want, they will go after them through taxes.
Commissioner of Police.
So there's no commissioner of police. There's a chap acting. You need to go to the culture center. Now, you need to understand that if the People's Progressive Party puts its hands on these NDCs and town council, poor people dead.
Oh my God.
And the man Jack was so barefaced. He moved the vendors and then turned and said, we can accommodate vendors in a structured way. And when you see where they move the vendors from in Providence, you know the businesses heading in there is the PPP later on.
Oh yeah. Moko.
And I want to warn people. I will warn Linden when I go. I think I already warned Bartico. Their interest is in getting the best properties in our communities, including waterfront properties for business.
YMCA.
They have no interest in us.
YMCA.
I hear they're fighting up for sell National Service ground if they sell it already.
Don't sell.
We need to come alive. We need to understand they are after whatever little wealth poor people have, collectively. And so, these elections are also about stopping the People's Progressive Party from taking the critical, important, and lucrative property from us for themselves.
Local.
Don't let us fool ourselves. And I want to warn you. When they give you 5,000, 10,000, and then when they give 50,000 and 200,000 to become candidates, while they're giving them the chicken feed, they're giving their friends, families, and favorite contracts to the billions. So we need to be sensible. We need to get government so that we can allocate resources to all the people of this country to ensure all of us develop.
Yes.
Why is it we should be restricted to cleaning a drain?
Got a
They
contract.
went to Buxton and both how they give out contracts, I think $2 million each.
Got a.
No, the one was to build bridge.
10 million.
And the bridge, I understand, when they finished, they didn't make 100,000.
All right.
So while they're giving you a $2 million contract, a 250,000 contract, when you open the paper, they give their support base billions. So we mustn't be carried away by chicken feed. There are some who say, "I mean that for work under this government because they're giving we thing." And I want to say this to you.
How they want ban chicken?
Handouts cannot take people out of poverty. I repeat, handouts cannot take people out of poverty. To take people out of poverty, you need structured programs to put them in business. You need structured programs to help them and train them in business. We need to give access to financing so that our people can do better. That is what we promise you we will do. And so we mustn't be fooled. There is absolutely no interest in the poor man in this country.
And the banning chicken.
I can comment on the chicken and banning another time. I did before. And I only have one concern. I agree we need to protect the chicken market in Guyana. But you can't ban alone. If you're going to protect and help the chicken market, you got to subsidize the feed.
Yeah, do something.
Do some other things to ensure that the price remains low. Because once you ban and shortages emerge, the price will go up. And you know they have no interest in bringing down the prices. They don't care. It is the average man that punishes when they don't bring up, when they don't get down the cost of living. So my friends, we need to go house to house and speak to everyone.
Yes.
There are some young ones among us, don't condemn them, educate them.
Oh yeah.
People like the PPP thrive on people who are not educated. It is our task to go out there and educate them so that they understand that they are being used.
So they could get strong.
And then this joker, Ejil. I saw he put up where I'm from in Linden that he do the road straight by me. And he got it up on Facebook. And then try and suggesting I should vote PPP. Let me say this to this fool. When we walk through our villages, this road that we come through, terrible. You go to many of our support-based areas and you will see they are not doing the roads. And then go to the PPP strongholds and you will see even road where they don't do, they're doing back. And that foolage will come telling us nonsense. You know, when you're making money and you're getting honey, you just get funny. That is what happened to Ejil.
Funny before.
He stopped think. He cannot now sit down and recognize that Jack Dale blatantly told this country we can do 250 roads in the quarantine, the PPP stronghold, including road that they don't do, they do again. And then you have the likes of Hamilton. Like Hamilton.
Joe Hamilton.
Like Ejil. Well, I won't mention Kwame. Kwame, she is a different thing altogether. But if they would look and see, they will recognize that they are being used. Because a lot of the work that was done are done in the PPP strongholds. And when we are in government, we treat all communities equal. So that Jabeo could run around and say, we didn't do anything for our support base. We did. But we didn't discriminate against their support base. We treat everybody as Guyanese. And so we couldn't do as much as we did. But if if we wanted, we could have just do we own. But that is not the way you run a country. When you are running a country, you have to ensure all the people benefit. And so, my friends, I want you to focus. I want to urge you to go out there and vote for the APNU. You must know who is your constituency candidate. You are voting twice on the ballot. Once X for your constituency candidate, and the another X is for the proportional representation, and both votes are important. We must ensure that in Pleasance, we don't only beat the PPP, we must trash them. We cannot afford to have people who don't care about us running our communities. It is we who must run our communities. I said before, they do not believe in local government. And I want to warn Pleasance. When they came to power in 1992, they put an interim management committee in Georgetown. I don't know if you remember.
Oh, yeah.
And the first thing they did was to clean out the staff and began to put their own political lackeys.
Oh, yeah.
You imagine the people that are running around saying they candidate, if by chance the impossible occurs and the PPP win, they move from candidate to dead dates. They're dead. Because Dharamlal don't allow people even in the PPP stronghold to function. Why would they allow them? So you have to get them and tell them, stop being damn fools. Tell them local government is for our local people. You know, I want to say a special thank you to all of you here this evening. We will have more meetings and we will talk. But I want to say a special thank you. Your presence this evening reassures me, reassures our party, and reassures everyone that Pleasance is solidly APNU. We know for sure that we are not voting for any cop.
Switch back.
Well, I don't know that they switch. I hear my good friend Nema saying they must switch back. I don't know that the switch they're enjoying. My friend is milk in the tea.
Free money.
But they should know that milk is bomb. And even the man when he say he enjoy milk in the tea disappear. And so I don't think our people switch. There might be one or two of them who taking the little 5,000 to their heart. I hope that they can get another one. I might be talking the wrong things. But our task is to know that they are APNU, and we get out there and speak to them and ensure on the morning of the 12th, they vote APNU. That is what is critical. That is what is critical. And let me tell them the switch. And a lot of the people I've said to you that you are saying switch. Some of them we want. Some of them we don't want. We want to keep our party relatively pure and nice. To get them as a high price. We don't want them. We want people who are interested in the development of our communities. We want people who are interested in the development of our people. We want people who are interested in the development of our children. And some of them, things what they got there, we don't want them. Why do you believe the people chase green?
Oh, Lord.
Chase green. The chase green. Is chase green your name now?
Yeah,
the chase green.
Yeah.
The chase green.
The chase green because they know she didn't serve our people. But I want to raise another issue which I will take up tomorrow. They have developed an approach of sending these paid acolytes, including the like of Chase Green, who provoke people and then run to the police and then hick in the commissioner.
Acting.
rather than enforce the law, are wrongfully locking up people. And we have to deal with this. We have to take them on. Right now, I don't know if they release him as yet. They have one of our activists from Georgetown who chased Green, provoked. The same boy, they provoke him in East Rhineville. I want to urge you not to be provoked by them. Ignore them. The fact that they got to use the police means they know they're losing. So what they're trying to do is to intimidate us. We must not be intimidated.
Again.
And so, everything that they're doing now establishes clearly that they have no interest in us. We are going to work assiduously to return to power. We don't want power for power's sake. We want power to serve our people. We will work hard, extremely hard. We'll continue to be in fields because we believe our major task is to see the back of the People's Progressive Party. Do not take these elections solely as local elections. This election must be the rejection of the PPP in communities.
Yes.
And that is why you need to come out and vote. And urge every person to come out and put your X next to the palm. My friends, we can continue to battle with them on the list.
Yeah, we want to
participate in these elections because in the local areas we could monitor them and have some amount of control.
Okay.
The other reason we participate is we know that we have to protect our strongholds.
Oh yeah.
You imagine if you didn't run and the PPP declare all these NDCs they own.
Oh my
Yours
God.
dead meat.
Oh
They
my
never
God.
come back to you no more.
Oh my God.
And so we took a strategic decision that we will run to ensure we maintain those areas we control and advance in other areas. Jack Dale, believe he's smart. He sent the journalists them for ask. Oh, first he starts saying, oh, we only running in so much percentage of the areas. You know what he was hoping? He was hoping that we can say, but there are some areas, people running that are independents, that are we people. And once we would have done that, he would have gone and tell them as APNU will vote against them. But we is stupid. Let him continue to say what he wants to say. By now, people accept him as a damn liar. And I don't think he impacts anyone. But I'm saying to you, we need to be focused. I'm saying to you, our major task is to get rid of the People's Progressive Party. We will start with Pleasance, we will start with Linden, Georgetown, all of those areas, and then we will proceed to get rid of them in the regional and general election. I want you to see this as a dry run for the regional and general elections. And we must have one mantra. And I want to leave that mantra with you as I go. We want Guyana to grow. And if Guyana is to grow, the PPP must go. Have a good evening, and let us organize to ensure we beat the People's Progressive Party. Thank you.
Must go. I can't take it no more. I can't take it no more. I can't take
Who
it
we
no more.
voting for? Who we voting for? I want to thank you for coming out tonight. And as you go home, as you talk to your family members, and as you see those persons, remind them that Pleasance and Sparendaam is voting APNU. What we voting? Have a good night.
The people fed up. You're hiding corruption inside the cup. Look how we will set up. The people fed up. They don't They may want the people speak out. Freedom of speech done gone inside the gutter. Knock off when you open your mouth. Discrimination in entertainment, and you're talking about one Guyana. When the Ministry of Culture keep the big show